Hi everyone and welcome to Make It Happen TV. My name is Spencer Lodge. A lot of you will know who I am, and for those of you that haven't heard of me before, thanks for joining us. I hope that I can add some value to you this afternoon and give you some tips, tricks and ideas about what you can do to deal with various issues of your business development and sales development, business, career, or focus, whichever area you're in. So I will be asking questions and asking for you to throw your questions at me. I would like your comments. If you could please show me some love as well, that would be fantastic. Please like the Make It Happen Spencer Lodge Facebook page. Please go to my YouTube channel, Make It Happen Spencer Lodge, and please subscribe, where you can watch all of my videos and all of the stuff I've been up to over the course of the last few years. I specialize in teaching people how to sell, so I'm a sales guy, and a lot of people really have a negative connotation or association with salespeople. They think of them in a negative way, but just remember, if your company that you work for or your business that you were in made no sales, then I'm sure the business wouldn't last very long. So it's important to make sure that you respect what salespeople do and understand that there are differences between the good and the bad guys in every industry, whether that be selling, accountancy, law, mechanics, network marketers, and the rest. So I'm here to offer you some professional advice, inspiration and ideas. And one subject I want to talk to you about today, which is kind of my key area for today, is talking about rejection. So we'll just wait for a few more people to join on. Emma, can I have my laptop back, please, so I can get engaged?
Yeah, I just want to share it.
And with those people that are coming on, we'll let them get in, because I'm super excited to talk about it. Rejection really is an area for me that a lot of people struggle with. It's a problem with what's going on in their brain rather than a reality. And I want to talk through those things and make sure that you really are fully aware of what you're dealing with when you understand rejection, what it is, how it impacts you, and what you can do with it, okay? So please give us your questions. Show me some love. Please make sure that you comment, let me know that you're watching. If you sat there, please come on, join us. Let me know you're there. Say hi. It would be great to know you. I really appreciate the fact that you're taking the time to watch this. If you eventually are going to watch this on follow-up, then thank you very much. Then by all means follow it up and watch it as a video at a later stage. And if you're watching it live now, please come back and watch this again. I go live every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Dubai time. So every Wednesday. Also on top of that, I interview business leaders, I interview entrepreneurs, and I help understand how they became successful in business and the challenges that they faced, and try and give you added information so that if sometimes you're going through things that are challenging, reminding you that maybe you're not the only one and you're not on your own. Other people have been in that place and are there to help you thrive and survive too. So take that into consideration. Hi Cameron, how are you, my friend? You well? Hi Ian. Hi Danielle. Nice to see you, hun. Hope you're keeping well. Brad, James, okay. Come and say hi, everybody. Carolyn, how are you, my love? Nice to see you. Okay, we are dealing with an issue this afternoon. We'll let just one or two more people join and then we'll get cracking on. Danielle, I know that you were over in Los Angeles and you had a great time over there with Nick Pigeon. I've got some stories and some gossip about your time over there. So it sounded like you had an amazing trip. So well done for getting over there and doing that retreat again with Nick. Who else have we got in here so everybody knows each other? We've got Carolyn, who's in Australia. She's a good friend of mine and she's a superb lady. We've got Rob Keller, who's on. Rob, happy birthday for the other day, mate. I forgot to say happy birthday. So happy birthday to you. We have Kamran, a good friend of mine from Pakistan, who's in Dubai. Brad's in Las Vegas. I know he's in San Francisco at the moment. James Spencer, one of the greatest sales guys that I've worked with. He's with us as well. A big character there for sure. So a lot of you are in there. Hi Melissa, how are you too? Okay, anybody else wants to come and join? If you're in there and you're watching, don't sit and hide. Come and say hello. Wave, shake your face, let me know that you're there, and then I can help engage with you. So all of you that are watching, I want your questions, all right? And I want you to throw them at me as honestly as you can. Some of you that are watching may think what I talk about, you completely agree with me and it's no big drama for you in your sales career. But genuinely, some people really struggle with rejection. So let's try and deal with that subject right now. Let's try to focus on that subject and see really what rejection means. Well, we face rejection in lots of parts of our lives. However, we've become able to condition ourselves to accept rejection in certain parts of our lives. So I'm a 47-year-old man. When did I first ever get rejected? Well, I was rejected by my parents when I was really young. They didn't give me always what I wanted, as nearly every parent doesn't. So I faced rejection there. Did that rejection hurt me, or did I, as a child, think, well, there's got to be a way around that? And did I try and look for circumnavigating that rejection in some way as a kid? Yes, I did. Now, I then became a teenager. And what happens when you become a teenager? Well, back before the internet, you'd have to go into the youth club, or maybe as an older teenager, a bar, and you'd meet members of the opposite sex, and you'd have to ask them out on a date. And you can bet your bottom dollar there's not a man that's watching this right now that did not face that kind of rejection when he was younger. Asking a girl if he could buy her a drink, asking a girl for a telephone number, trying to chat her up. Guess what? Rejection. Bang. No, I'm not interested. What do? You walk away with your tail between your legs, feeling a bit miserable about the fact you got rejected. Well, if you took that rejection at that stage in your life and you then never went forward to speak to girls again, if you're a guy, other way around for ladies too, but I think guys suffered it a bit more when I was younger anyway, then you'd have never ended up with anyone and never got married. So that rejection exists, but it doesn't stop us. It might kind of like dent our steam, it might dent our speed, it might slow us down a little bit, but it doesn't stop us. Okay, what happens is we think about a different way of approaching a situation so that we don't get the same response. So if we've gone up to a complete stranger and said, I think you're attractive, can I buy you a drink? And on the back of that she's gone, no thank you very much, I'm not interested. You'll think, well, I'm not going to approach it in exactly the same way. I might think about doing it a slightly different way when I approach the next person. You know, is our ego damaged a little bit? Yeah, of course our ego is damaged a bit, but if we let our ego get in the way of things, then we're going to have a really, really disappointing life. So then we grow up and we go into the business world, and when we're young and we're learning in the world of business and learning in the world of sales, we have more resilience than we do when we get older. We haven't had so many blows in business. It's all new and a new experience. So what happens when we get that rejection? Well, some people in the world of business development and sales eat that rejection up, spit it out and move on. Some people allow that rejection to really hurt them and really impact upon them. And when they allow it to impact upon them, they get themselves into a certain state of mind where anybody that doesn't say yes means, okay, something painful. And so bad does it become that it stops you seeking out people that might say yes, because you don't want to face the rejection that's going to come your way. So if any of you have ever experienced that, just say, yes, I have. Hi, Josh. Hi, James. How you doing? Zoe, how are you? Kaylee, how are you too? If you've experienced that, any one of you have experienced that, just on here right now, just say, I've experienced that. I've experienced rejection and it hurt me, okay, in a business environment or a business situation, a selling situation. Have you done that? Paul, how are you? Nice to see you. Sam, nice to see you joining us as well. Evie, Joe, nice to see you too. Big gang of you on tonight. Excellent stuff. So if you've ever faced rejection in a sales situation, I want to know if you faced it. Just say that you have, and I want you to share with us what happened to you, okay, and how it impacted upon you, and whether it stopped you then marching forward and accepting that it was just part of the business, okay, and it stopped you marching forward looking for the yeses. It really kind of hurt you and it impacted upon you. Because this is the real core of the matter. What actually goes on is we think about something, and we enable it to become a bigger and bigger and bigger problem in our mind. I can explain this in the way of relationships. Maybe your partner comes home late one evening. You don't sit there necessarily always thinking, oh, she's probably having a really nice time, or he's probably having a really nice time, he'll be home sooner or later. What we start to do sometimes is we allow our mind to create scenarios in our head. Well, what if they've been in a car crash? What if they've had an accident? What if this has happened? Or what about if that's happened? And then maybe it's not that approach. Maybe it's, what if that person, he or she, is cheating on me or having an affair? Then, oh my God, you know, that's just so terrible. And it starts to pickle your brain and it churns around like in a washing machine, doesn't it? Goes over and over, and it's a big loop going over and over. Now that person might be completely innocent. They might have got a flat tire on the way home, and they might have had a problem on the way home. The battery may be flat on their phone, and everything's fine. And invariably you find that out when they walk in the door that little bit late, and they're like, hey, what's the problem? And you've sat there panicking and stressing. Well, you've sold yourself a story. You've convinced yourself that something bad is happening when actually that may not be the case. So let's think about what rejection actually is, okay? Let's think. Hi, James, how are you? Please tell me, okay? You'd be surprised there are people out there that haven't, okay? Too many to choose from. Thanks, Zoe. Okay, definitely her. Okay, definitely everyone has been rejected at some stage. Salesman. Yeah, absolutely. So what really is this rejection? Is this rejection an attack on you? When somebody says no to you, is it an attack on you? Well, invariably, some people think it is. It's like, you've attacked me, They don't go, okay, maybe what I'm presenting isn't appealing to that person. Maybe my proposition isn't the right proposition for them. Okay, maybe, you know, which you could say, maybe you don't sit there saying, well, you know what, not everybody's going to buy from me, so I have to accept that there's going to be some rejection, and I'm glad I've got that person to reject me now, because guess what, if I get enough rejection, I'll definitely get some acceptance, some people buying in. So how do you position it in your head? I've seen people that are terrified of picking the phone up. Literally terrified of picking the phone up and making a dial, as if the phone's going to bite them or eat them, or there's something's going to come through their earpiece that's going to attack them and offend them so badly that they won't be able to recover from it. But what is it? It's the fear of what the outcome might be. The fear of what it could be is what's the bother? Oh my God, what could it be? If I phone that person up, the chances are they're probably going to say no. So what happened to me? How was I able to deal with it? Well, when I first learned to sell, my boss said to me, you are going to get, when you make 100 cold calls, now bear in mind this was the late 80s, he said to me, you are going to get 99 people that are going to say no. And I was like, right. He said, not all of them are going to be rude to you, but some of them are going to be rude. Some are going to swear at you, some are going to hang the phone up, okay? And some of them are just going to say, I'm not interested, thank you very much, and say goodbye. You're going to have these different answers, but invariably, out of 100 people, 99 are going to say no. Now, remember though, one of them is going to say yes. The 100th person is going to say yes. And if that means you have to call 99 people so that the 100th person says yes, think about what that 100th person that says yes is worth to you. Think about what it's worth to you. And I was like, okay, fine, well, I wasn't sure about how much money I was earning then. I was new to the industry. He said, if I paid you £5,000 at the end of today, but you had to make 100 phone calls and you had to get 99 no's, but at the end of the day, I'll pay you £5,000, would you do it? And I'm like, well, of course I'd do it. He said, what would you see and what would you think of those people that said no? And I said, well, they'd just be the people that I had to speak to. I had to get the no's to find the yes, and so I have to accept that. I'm getting paid £5,000 at the end of the day. He said, isn't it funny how you see it differently? Isn't it funny how you think of it differently? If you know there's a reward for getting those 99 no's, okay, and that reward is one yes that buys from you, and that one yes that buys from you gives you an amount of commission that's really worth having, is it worth, okay, and can you tolerate going through that to get that reward? And I'm like, absolutely. He said, look at it this way. You need no's. You need rejection. What does rejection do? It does two things. Number one, it toughens you up, okay? And number two, it teaches you new skills. Because every time someone rejects you, rather than to think about them, think about yourself. Think about the impact, okay, your behavior has, the impact your actions have, and how you can change those actions to limit the amount of no's that you're going to get. Now, some people say, I've tried everything. For those of you that say that, I'm going to tell you right now, what a load of bollocks. You haven't tried everything. Stop lying. Stop thinking that trying 4 or 5 things means you've tried everything. That's just not true. The reality of the situation is, if you've tried everything, that means you've tried everything known to man and every approach known to man, every approach known to your personality and your characteristics. And I just don't buy that people have had that. They don't see what the benefit is of getting the no's, okay? They only see what the benefits are of getting the yeses. The world of sales is like this. You have highs and lows. Hour by hour, day by day, highs and lows, literally highs and lows. And if you let the lows, which are the no's, impact you negatively, then you'll never get the highs. You have to accept that there are no's out there. And if you accept that you need to go and find no's, okay, and the more no's you get means the more yeses you're going to get, it will allow you to look slightly differently at how you perceive rejection in that type of environment. Okay, let me just have a look at what we're writing down here. Okay, thanks Danielle, no problem at all. Gaff, nice, I don't even know who you are, Gaff, but thanks for joining us, mate. That's an interesting name. Zara, how are you? Okay, Carolyn, okay. Barry, how are you, mate? Nice to see you too. Okay, so they don't see the value. You're right, people don't see the value. That's a point from Carolyn. People say no because they don't see the value proposition that you offer them, but that's okay. How can you expect everybody to? If you communicate with them face to face, or you're on the phone, or you're on a Skype, and you communicate with them and they don't see it, it may be because there's something going on in their world that's keeping them preoccupied. Maybe they've just purchased something similar to what you've got. Maybe they're just busy. Maybe their kids are being a pain at the moment. Maybe their mum's sick. Who knows? Maybe they've just had a row with their wife or their husband. You just don't know that. So a lot of the time, you yourself have rejected people. You have had phone calls, you have had emails, you have had communication from people trying to sell you something, and you've rejected them. Not because necessarily their product or their service wasn't any good, just because you weren't in the mood in that moment to have that approach, just because you were feeling a bit shit about yourself. So if that's the case, remember that other people could feel that way too, and nobody is accusing you of being bad. All you are doing is accusing yourself. All you are doing is holding yourself accountable for all of this negativity. And it's not, in most respects, it's just not how you should see it. If you accept that being successful means you have to get rejected, okay, but you will guarantee success if you get rejected enough, you will know that it's possible. Now, if you come away from sales and go into business development or a startup business, okay, people that set startups up, I've interviewed God knows how many now, and nearly everybody has the same story. Okay, Mr. Uster, the Ibrahim in charge of Mr. Uster, Mustafa from Koita Milk the other day. Two guys I just interviewed in the last 2 days. Both of them successful entrepreneurs. I asked them everything about their business. The guys at Mr. Uster have raised finance. I said, how many people did you pitch to get one person to lend you money or invest in your business? He said, it was the 73rd, you watched the video, it'll be coming out next week. It was the 73rd bank that I went to that actually decided to give me some money. 72 of them point blank refused without telling me to my face. But I was rejected from the fact because I believed in my product and my service. I believed in what my app and my website. I believed in what value I was bringing, but they couldn't see the value. And I'm like, how much did you hold yourself accountable for your presentation? He's like, I held myself fully accountable. I said, did your partners at any stage say, maybe you shouldn't be presenting with all that rejection? He said, yeah, we questioned it. He said, but that was my job and I had to carry it out. And guess what? You know, I was with the guys from Indiegogo over in the States a couple of months ago. Okay, they exactly the same. When they started their business, okay, they got to 90 banks. The 91st bank was the bank that lent them money. Now, most of you wouldn't even know there were 91 banks out there. But guess what? They kept plugging away, plugging away. They kept getting their nose, kept getting their nose. And when somebody eventually said, yeah, okay, I'm up for it, I'll invest, all of a sudden their business blew up. They had to face rejection with staff leaving, coming and going, not being used to that startup environment. Okay, that was rejection as well. But they took that on board and they said, I've got to get this objection. I've got to deal with these rejections. I've got to deal with this issue. It's part of being successful. And that means you grow some resilience, you grow a thicker skin, and you grow some fight. If you've got any questions, please lend them over to me. Let's have a look what we've got. Hi, Julian. How are you, mate? Julian is the guy that owns a company called Large Minority. Large Minority do the most awesome adventure holidays. He's just joined right now. Guys, I went on an adventure holiday with these guys to raise some money for charity and a tuk-tuk race across Sri Lanka. I tell you, that was the best experience of my life. Go and look up Large Minority for sure. Okay. Just some of the comments here. Carolyn, everything in quality, core confidence doesn't matter. If you get a no or a yes, that's right. Hi, Craig. How are you? Nice to see you joining us. What else have we got here? I need to find strength from rejection. I'm having a knackered day. All right, Zara. I'm having a knackered day. Strength from rejection. There's the strength. Take a clear understanding that you're not going to sell to everyone and lots of people are going to say no. You must accept that no's are there. You're going to have to deal with it. There's a law of 21 that says in any period of time, any month, they'll say that 7 say yes, 7 say no, and 7 say maybe. Would you know what? I'm happy with the 7 yeses. Okay, I'm actually happy with the 7 no's because at least I know where I stand with them. Okay, what I don't like is the 7 maybes. Those 7 maybes may or may not be clients. They mess with my head, those people. I don't want the maybes. They're either going to be a yes or a no. So I then convert the maybes into either we're doing business or we're not. Right now, make a decision. And if they all say no, Do you know what? Selling 1 in 3, is that such a bad thing? I don't think so myself. Send me your, come on, where's my hearts? Where's my smiles? Where's my blooming thumbs up? I want some of that today, please. What else have we got here? Is the problem of the sales call. In an environment where there are 2 people, the person with the most certainty will influence the other person greater. I'll give you an example. Let's say you're with a friend of yours and or your partner, and your partner says, where did you put the car keys? And you say, no, you had the car keys last night. And she says to you, no, you had the car keys last night. And then you go, no, you had the car keys last night. I didn't. Well, I bet you £100 that you had the car keys. Right, now the person listening to that's gone, oh, hold on a minute, they're prepared to bet 100 quid. Maybe they're right. But if you're really sure, you'll say, well, I'll bet you £1,000 that I didn't and you had the car keys last night. Well, that person that just heard that has gone, oh, that person's more certain than me. So that person with the most amount of certainty is likely to influence the situation more than another. So sales hacks and sales tips when you're doing outbound telephone calls, they're dead easy. First of all, stand up. Secondly, clear all the shit off your desks. Thirdly, make sure you've got your data at hand ready to call. Okay. Fourth, glass of water on the desk, your diary, or if your diary's on your phone, wherever it is, a pen and a piece of paper. That's all you need. Then what you need to do, okay, is get yourself psyched up and energized. You ever seen a boxer go into the boxing ring, okay, kind of slovenly, okay, and sit in the boxing ring on his stool and go, oh yeah, I'm looking forward to the fight, it's going to be a great one. No, they get psyched up in the changing room. They shadow box. They've got a team of people around them going, come on, you can win, you can win. They get in the ring, they shadow box again. They go toe to toe, they look at their opponent and they look at them as if they're going to kill them. They're going out there, I'm going to kill you. No matter what happens, I'm going to kill you. Watch it. You'll see it with all boxing, UFC as well. You need to have the right state of mind. You've got to be in the right state. So you've got to psych yourself up and get yourself focused. And you've got to give yourself a goal. Right, I'm going to make 100 calls over the next few hours. I'm not going to stop until I've made 100 calls. That's the first thing. Secondly, I'm going to make sure that I understand and accept and tolerate that whatever I do today, I'm going to get some rejection. And do you know what? I need to find as much rejection as I can, because behind that rejection is some yeses. And that's what I'm looking for. And I've got to uncover those. And if you do, your state of mind will be better. Now, you make your first few phone calls. They're probably not going to be the sharpest calls of the day, so don't call your best prospects right at the beginning. Get yourself warmed up a little bit. Make 4 or 5 calls first. Okay. Understand every time you get a bit of rejection, put a tick on a piece of paper and say, yeah, okay. Someone said no. Right, that's him out the way. 98 to go. Next person says no. Yeah, come on, get him out the way. Have the right frame of mind rather than that woolly wussy. Oh, it's really depressing because everyone's saying no. It's offending me. He hung up or he swore at me. So what? It doesn't matter. Man up. Understand you're not in play school. You're not in the kindergarten. Okay? You're not in your psychiatrist's office. You're in business. And business is about making money. Business. You're not in school, so don't behave like a child. Man up and understand you're in business. You're going to get rejection. And if you don't like it after you've gone through all of that, my advice is don't do sales. Don't be an entrepreneur, because that rejection is just going to hurt you over and over and over again. Either get your brain in the right space or throw it out the window, go and get a salaried job in the corporate world, go and work in a factory where you get your paycheck every week, okay, and you don't have to worry about rejection. But really, is that what you really want? Is that a life that you want? Why did you become an entrepreneur? Why did you become a salesperson? So that you could control your destiny, you could make a difference, you could have an impact on people's lives, you could create a business, and that business could be something you could hand down to your kids, you could create a legacy, sorry, that's the word I'm looking for. That's why you became an entrepreneur. You wanted to make a change, you wanted to fill a gap, you wanted to be able to make a difference, you wanted to be remembered, you wanted to build something. Well, with all of those wonderful things that you can do, you got to accept you're going to get some blows, some upper hooks, some jabs, some kicks, some stabs, some elbows along the way. You're going to have people that want to fight you along the way, people that want to reject you along the way. And guess what? That's just how it goes. And you've got to accept that. And if you do accept that and you get thicker skin, you might just win. And just imagine what it will feel like if you do. Just imagine what it will feel like if you achieve your goals. Just imagine what it will feel like if you create that successful company. Just imagine what it would feel like to be the top salesperson. Imagine how it would feel to have more money than you knew what to do with, so you could buy whatever you want. Imagine the impact that money could have on other people's lives where you could help improve them. Okay, think about all of those upsides if you just persevered and got over your silly little dramatical moments that you have when you get a bit nigged out and a bit depressed and a bit fed up and a bit low just because somebody said no. Sounds a bit daft, doesn't it? Okay, right, let's have a look. What else we've got on here? Oh, my wife is on. Hello, Anna. How are you, darling? Joe, how you doing from Bali? You keeping well? Hiya, Will. Dr. Will's over from Phoenix is joining us. Crikey, I've got the whole world going on here so far. Okay, Zara saying this is so helpful. I stumbled across this live just as I needed it. Zara, shout out to me. If you want to direct message me and you want me to help you, direct message me and I'll try and help you in any way I can. Okay? When I get a no, I always wonder if someone else could have gotten a yes. But you know what? Yes! You're right. Somebody could have got a yes, and you might have been able to get a yes, but you didn't have the necessary skills or the necessary approach. And this was where it comes back to it, doesn't it? Everything is learned. We are not, under any circumstances, given a gift from God about our work ethic or skill set. We're not. We just have to decide what we want. And if we want to be a chartered accountant, then we have to go and learn to be one. If we want to be a pilot, then we have to go and learn to be one. If we want to be an architect, we have to go and learn to be one. All of those things are skills. If you want to be a great salesperson, you have to go and learn to be one. You can't sit there and blag it. You can't sit there and fake it. You can't sit there and pretend and say, oh, well, I've got a nice personality, so people should buy from me. That's just a load of crap. It really is such a load of crap. You've got to learn. You've got to, if you wanted to learn another language, what would you do? Sit there and go, oh, I'll imagine myself speaking another language and I'll get there. It's crap. You've got to go to class and learn. Either bring a teacher to you or go to a teacher or download something online so you can sit and listen to it in your headphones. You've got to learn the skill. You can't just become a great horse rider, a great gardener, a great footballer, a great sportsman. You can't. Everything is skills focused. So if you want to be great at being an entrepreneur, you need to learn the skills. If you want to be great on the telephone, you need to learn the skills. If you want to be a great digital marketer, learn the skills. If you want to do great click funnels, learn the skills. If you want to make great sales, learn the skills. And if you do, you'll get there. But if you don't and you think by being a dentist 1 minute means you're qualified to be a great salesperson the next minute, you're as naive as can be. That's not real. Get with the program. You're investing your time, your money, your effort, your heart, your soul into building a business. Understand if you don't have the skills, either learn the skills so you can apply them or get someone else in your business that's got those skills that can do that. I'm a great living example of that. I am not my own accountant. I have a finance person that looks after the money. I have a videographer, cameraman sitting opposite me here to organize all of this stuff when we produce stuff. Okay, I'm no good with that kind of stuff. Rather than saying I better learn it, I went, right, someone else is going to do that. I'll focus on what I'm good at and I'll make sure I produce high quality footage and video so that it can add benefit to people. Understand what you're good at, double down on what you're good at, and if you don't know how to do it and you want to learn how to do it, go and learn how to do it. It will be of benefit from you. Who else we got coming in here? Learn the skills, do the work. Thank you, Caroline. So true, Spence. Also, if nobody gives you any negative feedback, you're probably not making any difference. Ha! What a great thing to say. Joe, well done for saying that, mate. If nobody gives you negative feedback, then what are you learning? Okay, it's absolutely right. You're going to learn if you get negative feedback, if you get criticism, it's going to help you develop. If someone says no, could you have done it better? Yes, you could. Go and learn how to do it better. It really isn't very difficult. It's just a case of making a decision, then making a commitment, and then taking action. And as I say to everybody, it just isn't rocket science. Okay, hi Gordon from Santa Monica. How are you, mate? Nice to see you. Gordon and I have known each other for quite... Gordon was my first friend as an expat when I was living in Bangkok many, many years ago. Crikey. How many years ago is that now? 25 years ago, I think it is, something like that. Okay, Gareth Mords is on as well. Okay, guys, if you've got any questions, throw them at me, okay? I'm here to help you. I'll be on for another 5-10 minutes. Come on, throw me some questions. Give me some of your stuff, and I'll see what I can do to help you. What have we got? Come on, I'm ready for you. Throw them at me. So he's having a good laugh. Caroline says, I'm on fire. Epic advice. Thanks, legend. I love the way you call me legend, Caroline. You're a legend yourself. Dr. Will's out there. Dr. Will's a great speaker over in Phoenix as well. He's a really good guy, and he's been great talking to. Oh, I've got a few thumbs up. I want some more love. Get me some love, please. I'm sharing for free to you my knowledge and my experience, okay, so that you can help get better results. It's as simple as that. And if it's valuable to you, then let me know. What else have we got here? Okay, do you find specific pitches that work, or is every situation different? People are different. People are human beings, okay? Learn a core group of pitches, okay? Make sure you learn a core group of pitches. But what you learn when you're speaking to people on the phone, it's not what you say, it's what you hear. And so your reaction to what people say to you is the valuable bit. So I always ask questions. My focus is always on asking questions, because the more questions I can ask, the more I can learn. I've banged on about this for years. Open-ended questions, closed-ended questions. Closed-ended questions, ones that people can answer yes or no. I don't want those. Open-ended questions. Who, what, why, when, where, and tell me. Who, what, why, when, where, and tell me. Ask questions led by that. It incites answers. People then can start to give you information back. And with that information, you can see how you can help people, and you can steer the situation into something that's beneficial for both you and your prospective client. So make sure that you ask lots and lots of questions. Make sure that when you've got a pitch on the telephone, you've learnt that pitch, you've practiced it, you've got it slick, it's smooth, you know what to say and how to say it. If you do that, then when you start making your telephone calls, you'll have an impact on it. All right. Don't sit thinking your leads are all going to come through online opportunities. All right. You are going to have to hustle, whether that's phoning up people to book appointments to go and see them and sell your services, or phoning up banks or venture capital companies or angel investors to pitch them, or whether that's taking your product that you've got into the big box stores and having to call all of these companies up to present your products or service. All of these people are going to need to be communicated with. You're going to get rejections, so practice your pitch and get it right. Okie dokie. Right, guys, hopefully I've been of help to you. I'll keep it short and sweet this afternoon. It really is wonderful enjoying time with you. Please, please, please come to me. DM me with questions. I'll help answer them in the next Q&A I do. If there's anyone you want me to interview that you think's interesting that's here in Dubai, let me know. If you know any successful entrepreneurs who would like to be on our show in Australia, Carolyn, okay, in the States, then please, please let me know. I'm traveling around a lot, and it's great to catch up with those people and help share their stories with you so that you can be inspired by the successful people out there that really have gone out and made it happen. As you know, as always, I try my best to bring high quality content to you. I'm always looking to improve, and so I'm always looking for feedback. Do you know what? I even get some rejection myself sometimes. But what do I do with rejection? I put it in my mouth, I chew it up, I spit it out, because you know what? You're not going to impact upon me negatively. How dare you? I'm strong, I'm a winner, I'm not giving up, and I am going to make it happen. I'll see you soon, folks. Whatever you do, make it happen too.